Okay, welcome back everyone to some trunk updates. First one of 2017. It's the 8th of February, so we missed a month somehow, but we're back, and it's Pleasing Fungus on the changelog again, so thanks to him. But I will be calling out if he makes those like nonsense lines again. Joining me today is Ultra.
Hello.
The Ultra's been back from his pilgrimage through Timbuktu, through
Yeah.
through through Egypt. And he's back. He didn't learn a lot, but neither did we. So we're not going to ask him about his holiday because it probably was very non-crawl related, much like mine. Um, but yeah,
There wasn't
today
much crawling, mostly
not much
walking.
crawling,
Yeah.
mostly
A bit of
mostly by car.
driving.
Yeah, a bit of car, bit of walking. But today we've got some interesting stuff lined up, and hopefully things don't get degenerate into just shouting again like it did last time because people were very unhappy, and some were very happy that I was just doing that for 25 minutes straight. And I think I scared off Ultra for like a month. That's why he left the country. Anyway, let's get
It really
started. Yeah.
was. Yeah, let's
So
go.
the first one that start is new item types. So scarves, and I've actually seen the tile for these. These look really stupid, but basically they are cloaks, and they give 0 AC, and they can't be enchanted. I didn't know that. Okay, so they're 0 AC, but they always have an ego or a brand, so they can have resist cold, spirit shield, resistance, and repel missiles. And they replace 1/6 of the cloak, so they're rare as hell, and they'll always come with a brand, and you'll see why repel missiles is in there. But essentially, we'll start with this one first, I guess. But repel missiles is going to be like the optimal scarf of choice, pretty much, or resistance, right? These are going to be like powerful only for their brand, and you're going to have to now question whether or not you want these scarves, if you can even find them, or say, for example, the cloak of magic resistance +2, which is going to give you 3 AC and MR, rather than 0 AC and repel missiles. So, what are the other good brands for cloaks, Ultra? I completely forgot, but it's like poison
Quite often
resistance.
poison is pretty good.
It's which one?
Poison
Yeah,
often is pretty good.
poison resist, magic resist. Is there another one? I feel like they
Invis is
removed the other
good.
ones. Yeah, no, not really. It's kind of a meme
It's
one.
kind of early game good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of a
then
meme. Yeah,
occasionally in a volcano you'll find like RF or something, but that's pretty rare.
yeah, that's extremely rare. So you're unlikely to get those. But yeah, so essentially you're not really there's not too much of a reason to pick cloaks now unless you need MR or R poise. If you have the choice, obviously. There will be cases, many games actually, where you only have one brand on your cloak slot. But basically, the new repel missiles, scarf, and the resistance one are most likely, I think, going to be instant keeps, similar to the old conservation. Wait, conservation or preservation? Conservation, right?
The one that protected your items.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
it's very similar to
yeah.
that one, right? Those ones
Con-
that protect
it
your
was
items.
conservation. Yeah.
Yeah, you basically always had those. I think they were also like Arc Road or something. But yeah, those ones are like instant keep no matter what. And repel missiles, I have a feeling will be, and resistance as well, will most likely be instant keeps as well. Repel missiles just because it's overpowered, and resistance because RFRC is nothing to sniff at. Even if
Yeah,
even
on
if
your
you've got
cloak.
0 AC, yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
like
ridiculous.
if you got an artifact +0 cloak with resistance, you'd be thrilled, right?
Yeah,
So
but
just the same.
we're basically hoping that these come out really good. If they're shit, I'm gonna be sad, but hey, whatever. So not, a couple of things with the spells. This one's the juicy part of the change, I guess. So delayed fireball's been replaced with ignition. So a level 8 fire spell. It drops a fireball on every single enemy in the line of sight, and player and their allies are immune. So this seems to be a pretty interesting thing, but it does have a really important repercussion. Delayed fireball's gone. Um, so does this spell work with ignition? Like does it like do the same have the same mechanic as delayed fireball? Do you know Ultra at all?
No, I doubt it.
So yeah,
As in
it's
you cast it beforehand and then
no. As in like it costs less spell levels if you have fireball memorized.
oh, I very much doubt it.
Okay, well if it is that way, then it's really overpowered. which is why I doubt it's going to be the case either. But this one is a fire spell that comes in between Firebolt and Firestorm. Now, I've always said that there is kind of a gap between Firebolt and Firestorm, um, and I kind of like imagine in the ice equivalent to be Bolt of Cold, Freezing Cloud, Glaciate. So I think that this is like a really good move. Obviously, Freezing Cloud's not quite equivalent because it's level 6 and also kind of garbage. But Ignition is going to be like that big spell you hit. It's extremely loud. It's going to be like it doesn't actually hit a lot of it doesn't hit RF enemies that hard. So I'm not really sure how that's exactly going to be like that useful. I think that the AoE we've got in the game is really good enough, but it seems that the fire is taking on a lot more instantaneous AoE damage route compared to ice, which generally is like a little bit slower in terms of damage, like Freezing Cloud, Summon Ice Beast, all that crap. But yeah, I'm hoping that's a good spell, but it's very unlikely that like anything really comes of it. It says L8 Fire. If it's actually a single school fire spell, that is pretty interesting because that means that
I
you don't
think
need
it
conjurations
probably
for it.
is.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so that
But the
means
thing
that
is, when would you train fire without conjurations?
yeah. So like I would honestly never take this spell over Orb of Destruction, I'd say, because Orb has the ability of hitting non-RF targets, which is probably what you're going to be doing if you're a fire mage in the first place. Like the whole point of the whole issue with fire magic is that against enemies that are RF or fire immune, you're doing 0 damage. So you always need to have like that one spell that usually ends up being like the main damage spell anyway. Normally Orb of Destruction. Putting Ignition here is 8 spell levels. It doesn't exactly improve the situation of a fire mage anyway. So I don't think it's going to be incredibly overpowered. And at the same time, I don't think like I mean, it seems fun, but it's just like ultimately it's just like that Quaslal spell, right? The uh,
Upheaval.
upheaval, right?
No,
Something
the
like
big
that.
one.
Yeah, the big one.
Uh, yeah, whatever that
Except
is.
it's not gonna hit like it's not gonna do all the stuff that Quaslal does. It's just gonna
Disaster area.
hit
Let's
the
see.
fireball. Like I think it's okay, but like kind of like I think the delayed fireball was better, but we'll have to see.
Yeah,
Um,
this sounds more fun, but it just seems like for a level 8 spell, I don't know, it doesn't sound to me like you're getting enough.
yeah, like it's full screen. Yeah, that's great. It's good, but fireballs are not incredibly like capable of one-shotting enemies that you need to kill. And AoE, in terms of AoE, one fireball is enough with Bolt of Fire. You've got way more AoE than you need, like
Yeah,
realistically.
that's true.
This is just like possibly too much, and therefore it won't get used. But
We'll
you know,
see.
you have fun with it, I guess, if you want.
It does sound interesting. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
So the big one here is Repel Missiles is gone. And they've said it, they've given some reason. It didn't work especially well as a spell. Rather than being an effect that required investment and interesting strategic choice, it was essentially a permanent buff that applied to any non-Trog character that found it. As a spell that's mainly cast out of combat, it didn't work with the spell failure system either. Players were encouraged to take off armor, swap in wizardry, etc. to cast it. Everyone liked it, of course, since it has good loot feel. What the hell? But it's better to provide that loot feel without the accompanying annoyances. It's an effect that works better on an item, as an item, than as a spell. So obviously, repel missiles is gone, and that's annoying, right? Um, but the problem is, like, again, I feel like there's a little bit too much of like the cut and dry, like just axe it, and everyone who doesn't who like all the little guys get fucked completely. Like you know where you're gonna put those the repel missiles now? It's on scarves. Scarves are extremely rare, so repel missiles is extremely rare. So mages are now fucked, kind of, because repel missiles was exactly what you needed to keep yourself alive against enemies like the gray snakes, the smite ones. It keeps you alive against enemy mages. It gives you like that defense against the range while you're doing your shit, because mages have a lot less health, and they're the ones that are most likely to get it. Melee does not give a single fuck about repel missiles. Like in all honesty, most melees that are not casting magic do not give a single shit about repel missiles. You might think that, oh wait, no, but like you can cast it if you just take your armor. Like 90% of the time, in me and in Ultra's videos, you'll not see us like do all this random crap to just get repel missiles. It's not that big of a
I've
deal.
never seen it. I've
Like
never
I did
once
it
seen that.
once, and it was the most horrifying thing to ever do. So I just stopped doing it. I guess it like it removes that optimal feel, but whatever. Like realistically, that makes sense. I'm not saying this is a horrible change, but I'm saying that the little guys get fucked. So mages get fucked. Feelids get fucked.
Yeah,
Octopodes get
good
fucked.
luck with your scarves,
Yeah,
Felix.
see you later, dickheads. Like, I honestly hope that they finally make it so that fucking Feelids and Octopodes can wear scarves. Like, they couldn't wear, like, Feelids can't wear fucking hats. Octopodes can't wear fucking cloaks. But can you give them scarves? Like, give them scarves, please. Dear God, give them scarves. Give them something to finally fucking use. Especially because it gives you resistances or repel missiles, which are both really important for both Octopode
Yeah,
and Thingo. Like,
so you don't just get two shot by a centaur.
and hey, look, listen, they still give 0 AC, so your fucking octopodes suck dick anyway. So just give it to them. Like, just give it. They're not gonna have more AC. Don't worry about that depth. They won't have double digit AC, I guarantee you, okay? Just relax, give them the scarves. That's what I would propose anyway. We're hoping that, and like, it makes sense. Feel cats can wear scarves. Octopi can wear scarves, kind of. You can put it around their brain,
You
you
could
know?
drape it, yeah.
Yeah, like, well, you couldn't do it with a cloak, right? That'd make no sense, obviously. But like, because cloaks are really big. But scarves, like, they're just like, you ever played Pokemon? You put the fucking like the fluffy scarf on the fucking Zigzagoon and you like hit stuff with it. Like, it works, right? It fits. It's thematic. It makes sense. Flavorful. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why I said flavorful. That just basically guarantees that no one's gonna listen to it ever again in the dev team. So, whoops, my bad. Um, so airstrike replaces repel missiles in the Book of Air. So this is an interesting change, and I think that's actually pretty good. I actually heard that it was fucking lightning spire ultra.
It
Didn't
was
you?
briefly, very
Holy shit!
briefly.
Holy
Yeah,
shit! I was
I
gonna
was so
say
excited.
that would have been insane. Lightning spire is like a game winner. I know that I have my differences with ultra because he's a bit too circle jerky with it, but ultimately lightning spire is a really good spell. And putting that in the Book of Air would have completely overhauled it because
Yeah,
it
it
would have
wouldn't have.
essentially meant that Lightning Bolt is no longer necessary. Lightning Bolt's fucking loud as shit, and it costs a lot of mana, and it's kind of inefficient, but it does a lot of damage. That's the point. It's low accuracy, right? Um, but Lightning Spire, on the other hand, you would just cast it and you leave it, and you can Lightning Bolt to support your turret. That's it. Like, you don't have to like rely on RNG to get good mid game stuff because Lightning Spire fixes all those holes in your game as an Air Elementalist. So we could have seen potentially the Air Elementalist become a really good class, but putting Airstrike in there doesn't necessarily mean it's like weak. Getting rid of Repel Missiles, which was the level 2 spell, and replacing with a level 4 pushes the amount of power in the Air Elementalist book up, so that in the mid game, in Lair, and in around one rune, you actually have some kind of offensive spell that's not ridiculously loud. And I'm actually a fan of that. I think that that's a really good idea, and it gives them high accuracy, and it hits flying targets and all that garbage, and it's pretty good. Like, as a damage spell, that single target, it actually hits a niche that wasn't hit in the book previously. So I think that's actually quite good. Ultra, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think that probably well, it's certainly an interesting change. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if it makes an air elementalist better or not. Maybe it does.
I think it does because repel missiles. If you think about it offensively, the book has gotten significantly stronger offensively. Now the
Yeah,
only
no,
thing they
it's
need to
true.
remove goddamn swiftness from the game. No one uses that spell anymore, man.
Well,
Like
it won't be that much longer.
Like, please, just let it
Our
die. We fucking love Swiftness. Now we just see it and we kind of like avoid it like the creepy uncle. It's kind of
the
sad.
list of charm spells is very rapidly diminishing.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. But
I don't think
yeah,
it'll be long.
one thing to note
Swiftness.
is repel missiles is gone, but deflect missiles is not gone. So just keep that in mind. You can actually get missile protection in the late game, but it's more of a mage spell now, which is good, but it just costs a lot more for a mage, which is kind of bad. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, that's it.
Oh right. Um, Yeah, honestly, like, I think that Hex, if you just like, merge the charms into the Hexes class, you wouldn't really lose too much, honestly. Um,
It used to be that.
really? Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they split it. It was called can't remember, but yeah, it got
enchantments.
split into those two schools, something like that. And
Cantrips, I
now,
think. Haha,
No, it
probably
wasn't
not.
that.
But yeah, like you can just merge it back in. Charms is dying. Charms is like pretty much dead. Like what are the charms now? I literally don't
Spectral
even know.
weapon. Don't you dare touch
That's
that
a
word.
hex. It's a hex. Like it's literally a
It's a
hex.
charm too,
It's
but
a
yeah, it
charms
could be a
hex.
hex.
You can just make it a
Yeah,
hex. What else is there? Come
yeah.
on. There's deflect missiles, which can just be
Regen,
an air. Regen
Song
can
of
just be
Slaying.
necromancy. Song of Slaying can just fuck off because no one likes that spell. It,
No, that's a great spell.
get out.
So much value.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is why you don't listen to Ultra. If you watch his videos, make
Yeah,
sure to, just take it with a pinch of salt, because. And in my case, you
I
don't have to
mean,
take it with a pinch of salt, because I got enough. Anyway. Yes. Yeah, you tried
that
to
was a
get
good
there, but
one.
I went there first. That's right, you can't beat me. I'm so fast, I out banter myself. Anyway. So what other charms are there? I forgot. Is that it?
We did regen. There's
Yeah,
deflect
regen's.
missiles.
That could, like, literally, those are all duo school spells. Just literally shove them to the spell of their choice. It doesn't, it doesn't make any
There's
difference at all. Like, overall. I don't even know why
infused
charms are a thing.
weapon.
Fuck Infused Weapon, honestly. Actually,
Shroud of
fuck the
Galubria.
Scald book. Fuck Scalds in general. They suck so much ass. Like, they're just, like,
Ozocobra's armor.
they're literally just shit. That's a nice spell. You can literally just like remove that shit background, and then my fucking greater player runs become more smooth because scouts are just shit melees that try to be melee and then they fail sometimes because they started off with garbage spells. Like it's literally a wondrous start that you can pick your starting book with. Like that's it. It's just like oh god, gross, disgusting. But yeah, scout, get out, scout. Bring back Reavers. I heard they had haste in their starting book. Holy shit.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
there was a class that used to have haste in the starting book as a
That's
melee.
sick.
That like I tried to look for it. I couldn't find it because it was before the internet apparently. Like I don't know. I could not find the Reaver race, but that sounded pretty sick. Anyway, so similarly, Force Lance replaces Battlesphere in the Book of Conjuration. Now this is a big change. This is an experiment to encourage the use of Fulminant Prison, with which Force Lance has considerable synergy. So,
What?
just Ultra, just shut the fuck up for a sec. Let me just get on with this. All right, this is gonna take a lot. Oh fuck. This is possibly like the most understandable but infuriating change of the entire like set so far. The Book of Conjurations is Battlesphere. It is the overwhelming one. I agree. But the problem is without it, the whole book just kind of isn't as good. Like the Battlesphere, it's like the equivalent of removing invisibility. You just kind of like don't have. There's no spot that filled Battlesphere. Battlesphere went is now like probably not even close to Fire Elementalist in terms of raw power and like actual effectiveness in killing stuff. Like Battlesphere was what made your magic dart efficient. Now your magic dart's not efficient ever. Like where the fuck do you even find Battlesphere anymore? Is it like even possible? Are there any books that have Battlesphere in it?
Yeah, there are. There
Which
are a
ones?
couple.
I can't even think of one.
Um, I think there's the one. There's one that has um the thing that you were doing. What's the summoning one that copies your conjurations?
Oh, Spellforge Book of Power. Book of Power doesn't
Uh,
have Battlesphere in it, does it?
no. What's Spellforge is in something else. I don't know. Why don't I just look this up? That'll
I know
be
what,
easier.
yeah, you look it up because I'm recording. Like, if you were recording, I'd look it up. But yeah, this is an experiment to encourage use of Fulminant Prison, of which Force Lance has considerable synergy. So, Fulminant Prison is like one of those spells that I fucking hate because it's like it's a setup spell. It's tedious to aim. It takes time. It doesn't hit sometimes. It like just pops half the time. Like it's just frustrating as fuck to use because it's tedious as hell. It's like Conjure Flaming over and over and over again to kill an enemy. It's just like why the fuck would you want that as your main spell? Why? And now they put Force Lance in. So Force Lance, if you guys didn't know, is a spell that just like basically hits you with a chunk of energy and it knocks an enemy back. So it's okay as a single target spell. But it just like I don't feel like it has the same oomph as Battlesphere does. It doesn't have the same killing capacity. So now
No.
IMB will be the top spell of that book, not Force Lance, not Fulminant Prison, which is sad because it's not even the highest level spell in that book. Usually the highest level spell is like the breadwinner of that book, like Fireball, Summon Ice Beast, Lightning Spire, all that garbage. here we are ending up with this odd position where Force Lance is actually the spell of choice, and I don't like that. I think that the Conjurer book just got 10 times less efficient, and that's kind of frustrating. And realistically, you're just looking for Book of Power anyway. So did you find it, Ultra?
Yeah.
So what
There's a
book was it?
plane. Talk a bit.
So Ultra was talking to me about how he's poor and
Okay,
got.
never mind. We got it.
Uh,
Okay, so it's only in the Book of Conjurations, so I'm not sure what that
so
means.
they fucking removed Battlesphere.
I doubt it. It's gonna be somewhere.
They didn't say where to put it. If you put it in the
No.
Book of Power, it's fucking even more retarded because the Book of Power is the only book you ever want. Like, holy shit, don't put more fucking Conjurations books in the book, spells in the Book of Power. Because that thing is like already loaded as hell with top tier spells. You got Iron Shot, you got fucking Orb Destruction, you got that other spell no one really uses, Spellforge Servitor, and you got like Venom and Magma Bolt. Like, holy shit, there's so much stuff in there. Put it somewhere else, please. Put it in a common book. Put it in the Book of Mind and Magic. Wink. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Suddenly, Wizard becomes the best mage class, guaranteed, hands down. That'd be nice. That'd be nice for once. People stop memeing about melee Wizard strats. You know, that'd be real cool. But anyway, so this one I disagree with, if only because Force Lance was such an odd and like kind of out of place proposal. Like it doesn't at all fill the niche that Battlesphere did, and the Book of Conjurations is weakened a lot because of that. You could argue,
Yeah, it
oh,
feels
maybe,
like.
yeah.
There you go.
Uh,
Okay, well, it feels like. So they took out the engine of this book, so now you've got all these kind of niche things, like for situations that you could use this for this situation and this for this special situation, but there's no sort of bread and butter. This is
yeah,
what I use anymore. And
yeah, and
also,
that's
I just looked through the commits and there's no commit I can see that put it in another book.
holy
So I
shit, they
don't know where it
removed the
is.
book. Classic devs and their spaghetti code. Fucking good shit, mate. Just completely forgot that Battlefield was a spell. They're like, oh, it's surely in another book, and it's not in another book. That'd be so funny. Imagine if for 10 days they just didn't notice because they don't watch these fucking videos. They're just like, oh, that's right. Oh yeah, that was a spell. True. And then just remove the book, remove the spell altogether. It's like, damn, what a great change.
Okay, wait,
Amazing.
I found it. It's in Book of Power. There you go.
Oh wow, right on call. It's almost like I fucking know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of mages now. Except that's not the case. But still, once again, Book of Power, now the absolute king in terms of books. Better than the Book of Annihilations by 100 million times because it guarantees you all the firepower you'll ever need from 3 to 5 to 10 runes. Like there's like infinity power in that book. It's literally the Book of Power. It's the strongest book in the game because it gives you so much goddamn utility. It gives
They've
you
taken
literally
IMB out of it, though, by the look of it.
well
Still good, but not
that's
not as
no
good.
no IMB I honestly don't think is that good because you have Bolt of Magma in the same book. You also have Iron Shot and you also have Orb of Destruction. So like I think like with all the irresistible shit in that book, you don't really care too much about IMB being gone, especially because you have Battlesphere now. But like that
Yeah,
book
that
is
book
just
is bonkers.
it's
It
actually
really is.
frustrating how good that book is compared to every other book. Like I would never want to see another book other than the Book of Power. It's like I don't give a fuck about any of those other spells. As a conjurer, all I need is the Book of Power. That's it. I don't like. Oh god, that's so frustrating. But we'll have to see how that works because, like, I don't know. That book is too strong. I've actually mentioned it. Like, I've seen it in like my two other mage runs that I've been doing on the channel. Like, every time I see a Book of Power, I just like pretty much like, oh, this game is won. Thank God I'm done. Like, I don't have to try anymore. Like, my brain can just turn off and I can just win the rest of the game because I got all the spells. I got Orb of Destruction. I got Iron Shot. I got everything. I'm like, I'm done. Oh fuck. Okay. Book of Power
Do you
rant.
not do
Holy
you
shit.
not rate the Book of Misfortune? Come on, man.
What's that? That's a book. I don't know because like
Yeah,
once I pick the Book of Power Up, I just like turn unknown books off because I don't need them more.
yeah,
It's just a waste.
yeah.
It's annoying.
This one has confusing touch, confuse, girls gravitas, petrify, metabolic inglatiation, and Yara's violent unraveling. Hell yeah! It's called the Book of Misfortune because you
Yeah,
were
because
unfortunate enough to find it.
oh my god, it's such a meme book. Holy shit. Oh my god, that's like they should have just like a book that says like the unused book, and it just has like every fucking like the worst spells in the game, like fucking what irradiation, like Yara's and violent whatever the fuck that was, like the exploding corpse one, like holy shit, like that's just like these are all spells that no one gives a fuck about, no one ever uses because they're just frustrating or just straight up dumb to use. Like oh god. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. Book balance is broken, and that's funny that I have to be the one to say that as a dedicated melee player, apparently, according to my to that one guy that told me that I only play melee. That's shoutouts to you, man. Shoutouts to you. He's like, dude, you never play mage. I'm like, I just played two mages, but I'm like, okay with that. Like, fair enough, fair enough. Anyway, so let's get moving. On Randarts, so the Amulet of Bloodlust, MR++. So the MR is doubled and the slaying is doubled, so it encourages use of an exciting rage item. So as I said before, I fucking hate when artifacts are like unrendered are like always this positive that comes with a negative. It's just like I can't enjoy my cool shit at all. Like I just have to like not use those items because half the time they're suicidal as hell. Like here, perma rage is like only good if you're really melee, but which makes it acceptable. But honestly, like I don't think that I don't know. It that's just a side rant for unrand for Trogsand. It just got buffed. Amulet Bloodlust. They got buffed, so it's good. Like whatever. But I'm just saying, like, can we just have like maybe one or two like unrandots that are good and not like up and down? You know what I mean? Like, are there any like just straight up good artifacts anymore? Ultra?
Yeah.
Which one?
Wormbane. That's
Yeah, but
pretty sick.
Wormbane's like a spear. So
Yeah.
it's not that.
Armor of the Dragon King. There are
Oh yeah,
lots.
yeah, yeah.
Orange Crystal Plate.
Those are the ones that you actually enjoy using and enjoy finding. These ones are the ones you're just like, I wish this was good, and then you just put it down, and you're like, okay, that was sad. Like, I can't even like, oh man, it's so sad. Like, these are such cool amulets, except that like you'd never use them because they got rage and like noise and minus slaying and all that dumb shit. Like, god damn it, just let me use my cool shit. Scepter of Torment, I have no idea what that is. I've never seen it. I don't know. It's like only has a chance of tormenting on hit. Who the fuck uses a Scepter of Torment? Why would you torment yourself? That's dumb.
You
Um,
only, if you happen to be a mummy, that's about the only
yeah, who
time.
plays Mummy in this day and age? Like, come on.
Yeah,
It,
in this
it's
year.
it's 2017, mate. You're playing Mummy. He can't heal. He can't haste. He can't teleport other than with the limited amount of resources. Like, holy fuck, why? Why would you play that shit garbage race? Like, it literally can't. He actually can't heal wounds now. He also can't haste. Think about it. Think about it. You're playing a Vinestalker Formicid that has none of the benefits of that, and it's also RF minus and has shit aptitude. Why the fuck would you play Mummy at all? Like just period. Why would you play Mummy? Question mark.
Tournament points.
Exactly. That's it. That's like the only reason. Tournament points, greater player. That's it. Mummies can get fucked. No one's gonna play them. They're frustrating and they're worse more than ever because of every single nerf that's come their way. So powerful, so strong, so beautiful. The repel missiles nerf, perfect. Just mummies get fucked. Like they were in a hole before, right? Someone just like threw a shovel down and just be like, fuck you, start digging. And they just started digging. Now they're at like the core of the earth, and because they're RF minus, they're just melted. Like they're shit. They're garbage now. They're just like literally trash that's just like lying there on the ground. Like you can't do anything with it anymore. It's just frustrating to use. Ah, fuck. Mummy is. Oh my god. When the greater player run hits with Mummy, I might just quit. Like, I don't know, man. Shit. I think I'm gonna play Mummy Summoner and just Lightning Spire my way through the game because, like, everything else is just not gonna work. Oh, fuck. I'm so triggered.
Sounds good.
Shut the fuck up. Alright, Shield of Ignorance. So, Ultra knows a lot about this one. Change from +6 AC +4. What's wrong?
I was just
What?
laughing sarcastically. Keep going.
Sarcastically. No, I don't think so. So it had random curse RN plus int +6 to +10, RN plus int -4. Int -6 was too harsh for almost all potential users to consider using it, and curse didn't accomplish much. Um, it's a +10 shield. It's got absolutely no other redeeming qualities to it. It's not a big deal. This thing is like fine. It's whatever. Like it's int -4 now, so you can use it. Okay, great. Um, that's about it. Like it's a very bland vanilla shield, which is kind of interesting. If it had minus cost on it, that'd be a bit more interesting. Like if it was like plus 10, give you like some random garbage, like extra stuff, like slaying or something. I don't know, some dumb shit, and then had minus cost. That'd be pretty interesting. Oh hell, even minus read. That'd be cool. Or it could permanently set your int to like 1 or something. That'd be interesting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, deadly.
make it cool, make it cool. But like this one's like weird because it's like one of the few ones that are like so vanilla that even I'm saying, okay, maybe you should just get rid of this. But maybe it's more useful now. It's plus 10 now. Wow, 4 extra
I
shield
think you
rather than
should be
4
a
AC.
dev, Demise.
Huh?
The number of things you're calling to be removed. I think you should become a dev.
I didn't say removed. I said reworked. Come on. And I actually
Alright,
play this
fair.
game. That's impossible. I can't be a dev. Like
Yeah,
if I play this game, how am I going to be a dev? That's impossible. That's like ridiculous.
yeah, good point.
Like yeah, like I actually know what's going on sometimes. That's fucked up. Oh, shots fired. So like the funny thing is like no one watches. The devs don't watch this video, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. And if they do watch it, they don't like me anyway. Or they're worms. But I don't know. Worms is a bit weird, so we don't like talking. He's not really a dev. He's like the janitor of the dev. Holy shit! I've thrown shade on him twice now. Because I threw shade on him in the video that I'm about to post tomorrow too. So keep an eye out for that. Feel good ones. Feel good. So the Sword of Cerebov now works on R damnation monsters. Um, is that the one that RF minuses?
Yeah,
Yeah. If you found the Sword of Cerebov, you probably have a better weapon. So, and you're not using long blades most of the time. And if you are, using a triple sword, so I wouldn't really worry about this one too much. Sword of Cerebov's not that good. Oh, this one's funny. Sword of Jihad, now the Zealot Sword. There was a Reddit thread about this a month back. So it replaces a good but loaded word with a very good and non-loaded word. So, like some guy was like, dude, the Sword of Jihad triggers me, essentially. Like not to like make fun of him, but like it's like he's like makes me mad because like
it
Sword of
was quite
Jihad makes you like
obviously a troll. Like
berserks me.
he was a troll, 100%.
Well, see, I thought he was just a triggered person because
No,
it's hard to tell. I didn't
it
really
was a
read the thread.
tavern troll pretending to be triggered.
Oh right, so there's a
Like he
tavern
wasn't.
troll. It was just like
Yeah,
you guys, 2017 jihads don't don't go berserk and they don't have less intelligence because I think the sword is like minus int berserk, but like it gives you like holy AC plus whatever the fuck, something like that, right? Like no one uses that sword anyway. So now it's called the zealot sword. So it's like I don't know.
yeah, whatever.
That's really stupid. I don't know. It's kind of a like it's a really
Um,
dumb like thing, but I don't know. In a game that was made like in this 90s and 70s and shit, like why do we give a shit at all? Like come on, man. Like no one plays this game. It's not like the media's gonna be like there's this weapon in this video game that like people play. Almost 6 people play it, but it's really important because it promotes religious hate. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, no one's ever gonna find out. It's all good, man. Why are you gonna change it? But anyway, it's 2017. You can't have religion in this game because you know that'd be too much. Like, you could argue that all the gods are like based on a religion, but then that'd be too long. If someone can make a thread about that, like, and then just like say remove Trog because you know some religion that hates being called out in games. Like, just do it so that we remove Trog and then I quit the game forever. Um, if you want to troll me, do that. Anyway, this one's a good change. Food. All food now takes 1 turn to eat, including rations and royal jellies. Chunks only taking 1 turn to eat meant that the already limited tactical implications of slow food were limited, and the annoyances of getting interrupted while eating outweighed this. Holy shit, that's good, but at the same time, you didn't fucking address the root problem. The hungry ghosts are fucking annoying as hell. Get rid of them! Please! Dear God, get rid of them! But now it means that food only takes 1 turn to eat, and basically means that satiation has gone up like 100%. Because now you don't have to worry about, oh no, I'm gonna starve, better eat 1 beef jerky. So I'm very hungry and then I fight everyone. Like, nah. Having all the food take 1 turn to eat, it's uniform, it's better, it's not as awkward to use anymore, it's not as stupid, basically. You have to memorize which foods take more turns to eat. It just, like, it makes
yeah,
sense. It's good.
yeah, it's good.
But again, the root problem was fucking a hungry ghosts. You've seen
This
videos,
nerfs those.
huh?
This
What?
nerfs Hungry Ghosts, right?
No, because now they eat
Because
bigger chunks of your food.
They
because
don't eat your food. They make you hungry.
yeah, well, they basically eat your food,
Yeah,
like
but
essentially.
the difference is before you had to eat small things because
Yeah, but
you
then that means
tried
that
to
the
eat.
rate of loss that you lost satiation was slower, right? Wait,
No,
no,
the
yeah,
problem
because
was you
if
couldn't
you
eat big things because they'd hit you in the three turns three times, and then you'd be hungrier than when you started. But
yeah,
now, if you can eat to full in one turn, then they won't hunger you as much.
but then they can eat all the way back to your starving, and then they eat the whole chunk, the whole ration, and then you have to eat another ration. How does the math work on this? Because I'm
I don't
thinking
know.
like if you eat the small foods, right, you go up in small increments, but that means that you can like fine tune how much satiation you lost compared to like if you eat rations, you just lose big chunks. Because hungry ghosts are just like unbalanced in the way that they just drain all your food in like 2 turns, and you're like, oh, okay, now I'm starving again. Great. So, please remove hungry ghosts. They're just like we had them gone at some point, I think, and they brought them back or something. Like I remember it was
No,
one of those
they
items.
made it. They made it that they had to damage. It didn't. Initially, they had to damage you to steal the food, but then they changed it to every time it hits you. So even though they're not damaging you every turn, they hunger you.
Oh god, why? Fuck. Oh god. Anyway, so pizza and beef jerky being removed because they no longer have much purpose. Lots of pizzas, particularly, no one gives a fuck, dude. It's fine.
Extra
Don't remove them.
item slots.
Extra
Yes.
item slots. We got 2 new item slots, boys. Make use of them. So the shift, the shift Y and the shift Z are now yours to keep. You don't have to worry about pizza and beef jerky no more. So good on us. Actually, well, we had extra one slots anyway, so that's fine. So now we have a ton of ones, a ton of slots. Incredible.
Yeah, that's so
Thank
true.
God. And the auto butcher option now takes an optional hunger threshold parameter. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's cool. Webs generated. Oh, this is yeah, some dumbass did this. Some shit poster. So webs generated over the course of play. It's actually on Reddit. Jumping spiders or sacks of spiders are no longer permanent. Once the monster or player they've been webbed, their webbing escapes or dies, the web vanishes. This is to discourage certain degenerate behavior involving luring jumping
So
spiders around the game and using their webs to trivialize tough enemies. I realized this was theoretically possible when we first implemented permanent webs, but credit to some idiot for actually putting it into practice and forcing me to get off my rump and fix it. So, wait, it linked to you. Does it link to you? Oh, it links to the Reddit thread. Let's click on it. Yeah, so this is like one of these classic ultraviolent shit posts. Like he like makes these like titles and he's like, I do all this shit, and I'm like, in theory they're really good. So I try ever since that change. I've been sitting on an idea to harness this. Like this is high level shit posting, boys. This is like such high level shit posting. It affects reality. That's fucked up. Like that's shit
it's
posting for real.
serious, man.
Like
I'm serious here.
like yeah, so basically what he would do is he'd like go upstairs with a jumping spider sitting around him, let it attack him like a billion fucking times, and then like it would just like web every single surrounding area around him. Like no, sorry, he'd stand on each tile he wants to get webbed. Eventually it attacks him, he webs it, he walks out of it, repeat the process a billion times, and he creates this web around it upstairs. So then basically whenever you pull someone upstairs, they get webbed instantly. So it's degenerate behavior, obviously.
It's
Um,
actually very OP.
yeah,
Like if you did vaults that way, it would have been ridiculous.
oh god. Anyway, no, but then Red Warden. So who gives a fuck? You know, you could theoretically, if you had enough time, make an entire pathway through the whole dungeon, to do your orb run, right?
Yes,
You could
correct.
you could create a huge path from every fucking upstairs all the way up to the dungeon floor, one, so that you could never get hit by anything in the thing unless they went into the web, and then you could like create intricate spider webs to like make it so that you could run away but they can't. Holy shit! Holy shit!
What
400
you'd probably
hours.
do is web the whole floor, and then on the orb run, just use your wand of digging to make corridors that are not through the webs.
Jesus Christ, that's
So
fucked
anything
up.
that chases you just gets webbed.
Oh my god! And you keep the orb spider. You keep the little shitty spider with you as well, in case it needs to web again. Maybe you'd like
Yeah,
haste. You'd be
you just
constantly
park
hasted,
it.
and then when you want it to like hit you, you just like kind of stop and like let it like hit, and then you walk away. So you cover your exit. Oh my fucking god! It takes so long. Anyway, so that was a shit post affecting real life. Elivelon's Wrath is simpler. Instead of various irrelevant effects like minor poison miscast, Ellie just has a chance of applying life saving to enemies, healing those that are about to die. Okay. Playing Ellie in 2017. That's not a good idea. Um, okay. That's an Ellie thing, I guess. Ones are now ID'd when you step on them instead of on pickup. That's pretty cool. Too
Yeah.
bad ones are shit. Fixed a long-standing mouse cursor bug in local. What? What's a mouse in local tiles? Ew. All right, let's just pretend that didn't happen. Temple entrance vaults can spawn again, broken since last June. Oops. Hey. I did notice that.
Yeah,
Kind
me
of.
too.
Like you don't really see those temple vaults. That's pretty cool. Legendary Titan Antaeus is no longer terrified of Conjure Flame. That's probably just a bug. Yeah,
I
cool.
wish I knew that. That sounds hilarious.
You could keep him behind bars. Oh wait, no, he has Boulder Cold, doesn't he? Or something dumb like that. It doesn't have
You
Glaciate
could
or some shit.
not
Something.
glaciate. You
But
could
what?
drive him into your web traps.
And then just confuse stab him. So strong. What a strong strategy. Um, Monster Upheaval no longer increases in power with the player's invocation skill. Okay. Frogs can now ribbit, croak, or under very special circumstances, bellow. Mushroom crabs has been banned. Vampire mages now have ghost hands. Like of all those last ones, the only one that made sense was vampire mages. That's that little blue shot on the left. It doesn't do anything really. Like vampire mages aren't melee. Why do you give a fuck about what weapon they're using? They're not going to spawn with a distortion. I've never seen one do that. But anyway, uh, yeah, like I'm really annoyed by those last lines that are like just whatever. Oh, and there's a bonus one today because that hasn't for some reason that didn't make it into the patch logs, but this one's interesting. Rework potions of mutation. So Ultra, do you want to read that? Because my voice is kind of fucked right now.
Alright. Shove mutation, cure mute, and beneficial mute into a blender. The new mutation will strip 2 to 6 mutations, add 1 to 3 random mutations, then add 1 good mutation in that order. Takes the spawn weights of all 3 previous potions and is now the 3rd most common potion in the game, with on average 17. That's a lot. This is subject to further change and balancing. You want me to do the whole thing? Because there's a
I'll
novel
do it.
here.
Okay, so basically, you have a 39% chance of acquiring only good mutations, and they removed Cure Mute. And their reasoning is Cure Mute is basically a tax you pay whenever you see a mutator, and then when you run out of it, they become top priorities because your character can be completely fucked if you become really mutated, which is true. Um,
Definitely true. I've
Essentially,
had
what
that
this
happen.
does is it means that players can no longer ever get away from the mutation roulette, uh, and that's really frustrating. They say that they want at least 2 mutations in any given game, and likely 3 plus. And that is like possibly the most triggering, frustrating thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. The mutation system is at its core fundamentally bad for the player. Like fundamentally bad for the player because the player has so many good mutations that do fuck all nothing. Like sharp toenails, +2 int, +2 strength, +2 fucking dex. Like just like horns. Oh wow, sharp fingernails. Wow. Like +2 shield, +1 AC. Like there's so many ones that just don't do fucking anything. But then there's so many bad mutations. Like think about the bad ones. Like you got like what, uh, random stat drain, which is not that bad anymore. But if it gets to 3, you're basically fucked. Regeneration slowed, teleportitis, berserkitis. What are the other ones? Reading disability in your eye or something. Um, like all that random shit. Like even the one that was good, like the spell power one. That one's pretty bad. What are the other ones? Like, are there any other bad ones? I think there are.
Half AC is bad
Yeah, yeah, shitty body.
if you're
Like,
melee.
yeah, like all those fucking mutations are like horribly bad, and yet like all the good ones are like fucking garbage. Like the good ones are like you feel resistant to heat, you're insulated, which is RLEC. You feel poison resistant. Um, you're robust, which is fucking rare as hell. What else is there?
Regen.
Regen, yeah. Um, like maybe the one that gives you like +4 AC or something. Like maybe that's like decent because it's just like a +4 protection ring. But like the problem is like the mutation system is fundamentally geared against the player. And having this, they make it sound like it's more likely than not that you're going to get at least one of the bad mutations in the mix of the good ones, and you're guaranteed basically to get the bad one. So the problem with that is that like the player is fundamentally like made more frustrating. Like holy shit, that's frustrating because now we can't even cure mute out of a fucking orb of fire. Like how are you supposed to get out of an orb of fire now? You can't. You if it fucks you and you're dead. Because it's so tanky that you can't kill it in time for you to get not mutated. 90% of the time through Zod, you will go through and you will kill a lot of orbs of fire and then you'll get mutated like at least 3 or 4 times minimum. Like at least. And now you're telling me that there's no way out of that? The only way to do it is to considerably like alter your character to potentially not even do that. Like fuck, man. That's frustrating. To have no way of like clean slating your character other than with Zin. Like, oh god damn it. All right. What do you think, Ultra? You might have a different opinion on this.
It's actually hilarious because I disagree completely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So
As
we're gonna
in,
end the video here because we don't need to hear
just
it.
cut his mic.
Cut the mic.
Cut it.
Someone cut the video. Anyway, yeah. Go on.
So I feel like the mutation system as it was fundamentally favors the player.
How?
So all the ones that you said, the good mutations do nothing.
Yep.
They pretty much all have equivalent bad ones that also do nothing. So -2 int, -2 dex. There are a lot of quote bad mutations that do nothing. So the way that you
frail.
do it,
Yeah,
frail is bad.
Frail's terrible.
Yeah, it is. So the way that you do it is you play roulette. If you get sort of the nothing ones, you don't care. You can get some really good ones that make your game way easier, like Robust or RLEC. And then if you get a really bad one, you just cure it. So it's pretty hard to lose. Also, Evolution, that is an amazing one.
Unless it fucks you over.
It's unlikely to.
But it does. I've been fucked over by it.
The
problem is like mutation roulette was always a noob trap. It'll continue being a noob trap, and now it's like it's now a mechanic rather than a noob trap. It's just like just do the mutation roulette. Just do what you want. Like fuck.
I do it in most of my games actually.
Yeah, but you're Ultra. Like honestly, you know, you're you. Let's just leave that as it is, because it could either be a compliment or it could be a complete diss. You never know really. What do you think it is, Ultra?
I think it sounds great.
Sounds great. Yeah. Sure, guys. Look, obviously we disagree with mutation roulette. I dislike it because I've never been a fan of mutations. I honestly think that I hate mutations. I think they're like a shit mechanic because of how badly they can fuck a player over. Teleportitis, especially now that like teleports are like way dangerous because it's targeted towards towards monsters now. Teleportitis will fuck you. Berserkitis will fuck you. Frail will fuck you. Whereas all the other ones might not fuck you or might help you, right? Like it's just like you've got so many bad eggs that are so bad that they ruin the whole roulette. Like that I still feel like having this like whole mechanic in the game is just still something to avoid as much as possible. So I think that the way that I'm gonna play this out is I'm gonna avoid being mutated for as long as possible. Once I get a bad mutation, I'm just gonna fucking mutation roulette until I get something good. And that's like
I think that's the idea.
But like
I think the
I don't
idea is
like
that if you
having to
don't
be
want to,
Huh?
you'll get mutated and then you'll have to cough like 10 or something.
That's the frustrating thing. I don't
I think
like
that's what they
mutation
want.
roulette. Mutation roulette is like so much RNG and I fucking hate it. Like it's just a mechanic that's like non-predictable and oftentimes just game ending if you don't have enough. Like what if the last mutation potion I possibly quaff is the one that fucks me and I have nothing left to stop it? I'm like, fuck. That's so frustrating. It's so triggering when that happens. And like I said, Orbs of Fire will fuck you 100%. You are guaranteed to have to do some mutation rouletting at the end of the game because it's Orbs of Fire. They're gonna destroy whatever the fuck they want. Like they're gonna do what they do. You know what I mean? Like you can't get away from Orbs of Fire. You have to do it to win the game. It's literally there. You want a ninja, fine, but your character's probably weird as shit anyway. I still don't trust ninjaing. Like it's if you're gonna fight an orb of fire, you're gonna get mutated. You can't do much about that unless you're like berserk and also with an anti-magic weapon. Then you usually kill it before
Or
it mutates.
halfling, am I right?
Halfling, lol. Why have they not removed halfling? Like honestly, aren't those guys like the Tolkien ones? And they're boring. They're
Yeah.
vanilla, and they have
If you
shit.
use the reasoning for high elves, you could definitely
You can also
remove
get rid of
halflings too.
kobolds, humans.
You're gonna give them ideas, Demise.
Hey, look, honestly, those getting rid of humans would make my greater player run easier, so I don't give a fuck. Like honestly, the humans are just humans. Like who gives a shit? No one likes them anyway. Like seriously, like humans are fine in real life, but if you could be, I don't think anyone would pick human. Like if you could choose, I don't think you would pick human. You'd pick Minotaur because you're gonna survive, and if someone fights you, you can just fucking headbutt them to death, and you don't even have to have a weapon. Like even if they're stronger than you, just fucking headbutt them. What who's gonna stop you? If you have horns and it's reflexive, like fuck, just kill them. You know what I mean? Anyway, I've been rambling for about 40 minutes now, so that's pretty good. Anything you want to end the video with, Ultra?
Not really.
Great, because I was gonna say you should sell out, but like if we're not gonna go with that, that's fine. Actually, fine, we'll do it. So Ultra has a YouTube channel. He does gameplay videos. He basically just copied me, but I'm okay with that because it just means he'll never be as good, right? If he doesn't come up with his own sick ideas, he's just gonna a pale imitation, if you will.
Yeah. A slower and less angry one, maybe.
Not less angry, I think. He has the murder smile. You know what I mean? The one that hides behind that hides the anger inside.
Behind a long Reddit post.
Yeah, he's the shit poster of the group. But he's got a YouTube channel. It's on my sidebar. You guys should probably know about it by now. But if you haven't, check it out. Subscribe. Do that dumb shit. Um, and yeah, pester him about doing 15 moves. Just force him to do it over and over again until he gets
So
sick of it.
many people.
Like
Oh my god.
honestly, you guys have already seen how effective it is. Please, if you want 15 runes, please make Ultraviolent a 15 rune YouTuber. I would actually enjoy it because I'd get to watch him grind over and over again. I'd want him to see his life whittle away, his life force sucked out of him by the 15 rune grind. Like, I want to see that.
One
I
pan
want
floor
to.
at a time.
One pan floor at a time. And you can be like me, you can forget you got the demonic rune, and you can sit there with fucking 14 runes, the only last one being the tomb rune, in pan, trying to grind for a rune that you already fucking have in your pocket.
That was
That's
great,
me.
by the way.
Didn't I do that for like 30 fucking minutes or something? That was funny.
Yeah.
That was
Oh
bad.
man.
But yeah, so check out Ultra's channel. Are we gonna do speedrunning after this, by the way? I forgot.
No, I'm going to sleep.
It's only 10:30, dude. It's sad. But yeah, check out his channel. Make sure to leave a like on this one. Comment what you think. Disagree with me. Disagree with Ultra especially. Talk shit about the devs if you want. But remember, no personal attacks. Wait, was I supposed to say that, or was I supposed to allow it? I forgot. What's the ethics code here?
No personal attacks.
No personal attacks. Yeah, don't do that. Unless it's worms, but you can only make fun of him in certain ways. You're not allowed to talk about anything he is. You can only talk about his failure to make the pendants, the regular pendants silver and the amulet, the artifact ones gold. Because I asked for that like last year and he hasn't done it yet. And he said he'd do it, but then he didn't. So, yeah, there you go. So thanks for watching, guys. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.